Praise be to Lord Barbados. The 4-year-long wait for Dahlia is over. Since it's taken so long for him to come out, I'm sure the kit they cooked up for him over in Hoyoverse HQ is amazing. Well, I'm gonna have my work cut out for me. Welcome back to Off Meta Pom-Poms, where today I've taken on my hardest challenge yet, with trying to make our favorite devout deacon with an overly underwhelming support kit into a competent DPS. We'll be reviewing the build and team I've picked out for him today, while also showcasing him against some challenges and bosses. We'll also be seeing how well he can perform against the Spiral Abyss, attempting to 36-star it. So make sure you stick around for that complete insanity as well. So without further ado, I think it's about time we get started. Whoa! Alright everybody, let's go ahead and start by taking a look at Dahlia's team and build here. So to start off, he is going to be running Calamity of Eshu, an event weapon that was released quite recently, I think. Well, I can't remember what patch it was on, honestly, but this weapon is actually a really good pick for Dahlia, because if you didn't know, he creates a shield and can actually take advantage of this weapon's passive and gain an extra 40% damage on his normal and charge attack, which is actually pretty insane. And on top of even that, we're getting an extra 16% crit rate. So overall, I think this weapon is definitely the best pick for this specific team for DPS Dahlia. And as for artifacts, we are going to be running a two-piece combo of Gladiators and Blizzard Strayer. Marchese can also be a really good option for Dahlia as well. But again, in my testing, the two-piece set combo ended up being a higher damaging option for me. Also, if you want to pause and take a look at my artifact substats, you can now. The pieces are all really good, probably some of the best pieces on my account. As for constellations, he's going to be C0, so we're going to be gaining no benefits from his constellations, no energy recharge, no extra shield strength, and no extra attack speed. So this is going to be a pure C0 DPS Dahlia showcase. And as for talents, he's going to be at 9, 3, and 9, with most of the levels going into his normal attack and his burst. This is because we like having his burst multiplier up, so that way he doesn't die, and we can keep the passive on his shield working. And obviously, this one's just for the damage, right? Honestly, I kind of wanted to crown this, but I just didn't want to use the materials. Guys, I just don't think it was worth it for me. But you know what? Some of those other DPS Dahlia mains, I know there's a lot of those on Twitter or X, whatever we call it now. But maybe they will put the crown on his normal attack. But personally, I'm going to keep it at level 9 because this will get the job done for the team you're running today. And for his final stats, he's going to be at 1.9k attack, 24k HP, which is important actually because the more HP we have, the more attack speed we will have, which will actually be useful for this team. So it's good to have that extra bit of HP. Finally, for the crit stats, we're going to be at 58.7% over 189.9%. Now, I know this seems pretty low, but this will actually be boosted by quite a bit by the team members we're running today, and I think it's about time we go ahead and introduce those guys. To start off, we have Escoffier, who is going to be running her signature weapon and her signature set, at least the set that is best on her. And for constellations, we are going to be utilizing her C1, so we are going to get that extra 60% cryo crit damage bonus. This is the main reason why I am also running Dahlia, if you have noticed, on a cryo damage bonus set and on a cryo damage bonus goblet, because we are going to be taking advantage of Escoffier's C1. Now, this is definitely not free-to-play friendly of me, but it's an early constellation. So you know what, maybe if you're lucky like me, who pulled it in 5 pulls, you can have this. But yeah, this is definitely not going to be the most free-to-play team I've ever done. So you know what, put that warning up now. Not the most free-to-play friendly. Next up, to make this team work, we're also running Chongyun. Chongyun is very important to make this team work as well. He is going to be running a level 90 Favonius sword, acting as a battery in our team. And he's also going to be running Noblesse Oblige, so we can get that extra attack bonus on Dahlia. He's also going to be C3 for this showcase. Somehow I've only ever pulled like 4 copies of Chongyun, which is kind of crazy. Kind of want a C6, but you know what? We're just going to have to wait for another day for that. And finally for talents, they're not too important, but they are 3, 6, and 9. And actually, one of his talents is very important. If we take a look here, when a character is in the cryo field that Chongyun creates, their normal attack speed is increased by 8%. And along with Dahlia's passive as well, that's going to give us an extra 20% attack speed, which is really awesome. I really love this little interaction that we're getting between Dahlia and Chongyun. I think it is really awesome in my opinion. And finally, for our last teammate, we are indeed going to be running good old Furina on Favonius with Golden Troop. And our constellation is going to be C1, so we're definitely going to get a little bit extra fanfare. Again, not free to play friendly. Put up the warning. Put up the warning. But yeah, this is definitely going to help us a little bit. And finally, for talents, she's going to be 6, 10, and 10. So double crown on Furina. Definitely going to be getting as much damage inflation on Dahlia as possible. That is the goal with today's team. You can also go ahead and run someone like Yelan as well in this team to substitute Furina, but I think most people have Furina, so you guys should be fine with that. Can't substitute Escoffier though. She's just too important to make this team work. But anyways, guys, I think it's about time we go ahead and showcase our DPS Dahlia team here, or at least a team where Dahlia works as a decent on-fielder, okay? Let's go ahead and showcase that now. Alright, before we fight any bosses with this team, let's go ahead and do an initial damage test with our big boy, Masanori here. Look at how massive he is. Dahlia is actually only half of his size. That's kind of crazy. You're kind of crazy, Masanori. For this initial damage test, let's go ahead and just start off very simple. So I'm just going to go ahead and place down Chongyun's skill here and use Dahlia's burst and just start swinging. So we are saying 3, 5. So about 8k damage, give or take, per couple of swings we're doing here. Okay, not bad. That is very valuable information to know. But now, you know what? Let's go ahead and buff him up a little bit more now with Escoffier. Okay, Escoffier going in here now. And Chongyun. And now we're going to burst with Dahlia. What damage are we seeing? Okay, decent boost. 8 plus 6Ks, I think we're seeing here. That's not bad at all. Okay, not bad. I like that. I like that a lot. Dahlia, baptize this man. Oh, gosh. Okay, we're fine. We're alive. That was a little bit scary. Okay, anyways, I think this damage has been very useful at seeing our baseline. But now we're going to go ahead and test this team against a full lineup of bosses. And honestly, see what it can do. Do y'all think it can beat any bosses? I don't know. DPS Dahlia is about to find out. Okay, we're approaching the Desert Doritos slowly. Or as some of my commenters have been saying, apparently it's called Azmon, Simon. I don't know how to actually pronounce his name. You know what though? Honestly, it doesn't matter because we're going to just kill him anyway. Let's go ahead and do a full rotation with our team here. Burst with Chongyun. And then we're going to burst with Dahlia, 27k. And then we're seeing almost 14ks on those charge attacks. I mean, he's actually doing some pretty decent damage here. And I mean, it's dead. Just like that with on-field Dahlia. And of course, guys, has to be said, of course, Escoffier and Furina are doing a large amount of damage here, right? Okay, I'm not oblivious to that fact. But again, the main point of this team is to try to have Dahlia on field and doing a non-negligible amount of damage, which I think we are achieving with this fun little team here. Before we fight that next boss, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you don't forget to subscribe. It lets me know you want to see more team showcases like this in the future. I would also like to give a big thank you to all of our channel members, including Slothian, for joining the highest membership tier and being a big supporter of my channel. Anyways, back to DPS Dahlia. Okay, next up on Dahlia's chopping block, or maybe baptism block? I don't think that really has the same ring to it, though. Anyways, it's the Primogeo Vishap, guys. Let's go ahead and try to take this guy down here. I'm going to go ahead and poke it in the butt with Furina. Always got to start off by doing that here. Then we're going to get Escoffier out here. And then burst with Chongyun. And then get Dahlia's shield up and going. And we're seeing a very decent charge attack here. I mean, we're seeing over 10k, and that damage is honestly pretty good in my opinion. Can we baptize it to death? Yes! We baptized that guy to death. I was gonna say a B word, but honestly, keep a family friendly dive bomb. We're in the presence of a Deacon. But yeah, we actually did really, really good damage there against it. Most of our hits were doing over like 10k. They're reaching like 14, 15k. So overall, that's like a decent like 25k per like one of these, which is pretty good. I like that kind of damage. I think that's pretty good. Okay, we'll do one more test with DPS Dahlia against a world boss, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully good. Hopefully good. I have decided to fight the Raiden Shogun. Maybe this is a mistake. I don't know. I don't know, but we're gonna try it, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and approach her. Here we go, y'all. Against the Raiden Shogun. This is going to be a little bit scary, but we're going to see if we can actually one-phase her here. Oh my god, where did she even go right now? I wish we could freeze her, honestly. Burst with Dahlia. 12Ks, 15Ks on that charge attack right there. The damage is not bad. Okay, can we still hit her here? Yes, we can. Oh, girl, you're going down. Uh-oh. I don't know where she went. Where did you go, girl? Oh my god, I baptized her spirit. Did you guys see that? That was kind of funny. Oh, we found her. We found her, y'all. Okay, let's go ahead and burst. Put Chongyun down. Unfortunately, Dahlia's burst isn't up, but we're still seeing 6k charge attacks right there, which is actually pretty funny. But yeah, Raiden Shogun is down with this team. I mean, Dahlia's on field in it. Of course, again, he's not doing the brunt of the damage here, but as an on-fielder, he's honestly feeling pretty fun to play. And that's the reason why we play teams like this, y'all, because it's fun to see Dahlia on field and doing damage. Anyway, y'all, you guys know what time it is now. Can Deacon Dahlia baptize or 36 star the Spiral Abyss? I don't know which way you want to put it. Let's find out. Okay, so for our Abyss team setup here, we are going to be running Mawika on the first half and DPS Deacon Dahlia on the second half. Honestly, I don't have too much more to say than this Abyss has been really annoying. But you know what? I have faith in DPS Dahlia, so let's hope he can 36 star this Spiral Abyss. Oh my god, we're getting normal and charge attack damage? That's kind of crazy. I'm going to love that on the second chamber. I like Mawika. She's overpowered. Anyway, here comes DPS Dahlia on the second chamber here. Gosh, why did I even say that? I kind of messed up. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and start spamming our skills and bursts here. How much damage can we see on these guys? 14, 15k, over 15k. I love to see that much damage coming out of DPS Dahlia here. And here comes this annoying guy here. Alright, let's go ahead and start up our next rotation here. Unfortunately, we missed our skill with Escoffier. That may come back to haunt us in the future, y'all. But I don't know. I don't know. 52k on that burst. A little bit crazy right there. Dahlia's doing some good damage. 15 plus 11k. Y'all do the math. How much damage is he doing there? Because I think that's decent, honestly. I think that's pretty good. Okay, we're going to have to dodge here and pop that right there. Get some energy up for everybody here. I know Escoffier is going to need some more energy. I think we can honestly hold until, yup, here comes the annoying part. All right, here is this guy. So he's going to be our main target here. Let's go ahead and wait to skill and burst with Escoffier here as well. And then we can honestly burst this guy down with Chongyun. Come over here, burst with Dahlia, and then we can start charge attacking this guy to death. Look at the damage from the charge attacks. Up to 19k on those. 18k. What? Why is Dahlia doing so much damage there? What is going on? That was kind of crazy. Upwards of like, wow, upwards of like 19, 20k on those charge attacks. Whoa. Okay, DPS Dahlia, you have to actually relax here a little bit. This is suddenly a really great team. Suddenly he's doing a lot more damage. I love that. Okay, next chamber. All right, my Mawika team got it done, but now it's up to the Escoffier and Dahlia team to try to take this side down here. I think I'm just going to start by popping some things off here and trying to get as much damage on this first phase as possible here. There we go. I think we've almost got it down. Very, very nice. Awesome. Now we just kind of have to wait for this guy to wake back up again, because honestly, he does kind of take a while here. And then we're just going to follow the same rotation, I think, because that kind of just worked really well last time. Try to baptize this guy a little bit here. It's kind of It's kind of funny, but I think it's the best way to do this here. We're going to continue our charging attack here with Dahlia here. More baptizing. It's funny how this team works. We kind of just baptize and go. All right, we are ready to start against the chicken now, though. Let's go ahead and pop Escoffier's burst here as well. Then we're going to go with Chongyun. And then we're going to burst with Dahlia and keep charge attacking as this guy's core here. And hopefully we can indeed take it down in time here. He is starting to jump, which is a little bit unfortunate. Hopefully we have enough damage on him. Oh, maybe we can take it down like this. Hold on. New strategy. We're gonna attack these little things. Do these things work? Oh, look at that. It does. Oh my god, Escoffier's on like no health though. This is a little bit scary right here, guys. This is a little bit scary. Okay, I think we're just gonna have to go without popping Escoffier here. We're just gonna have to go as fast as we can against this guy. We're definitely not setting ourselves up great for next chamber. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. We're gonna try to keep our burst up. Okay, we're not doing too bad. We're almost there. We're almost there. And there we go. We did it. A little bit scuffed against the seahorse. I don't actually know how long we took. I'll have to see if we did it within the 1 minute and 30 guidelines. But you know what? The team still took it down. Whew. But definitely could not have done it without Escoffier and Furina. They are carrying Dahlia hard. Damn, that was a lot of damage. Okay, Moika's still slaying. Love to see that. And it's time for DPS Dahlia to go. The Escoffier had like 1 health. Let's try to take this guy down as fast as possible here. I'm just going to start with a Escoffier burst just to try to make sure we don't die here. All right, here we go. Time for Dahlia. Come on, let's see some good damage. 20k on those charge attacks. Whoa. You love to see it. And look, we got this guy stunned. This guy cannot move anywhere when Dahlia was doing those charge attacks. Let's go ahead and continue on right now here. Hopefully Escoffier can get her burst up, and she can. You love to see that, guys. Yeah, guys. Hopefully Dahlia can also get his burst up here as well. 56k on that. Oh, you know what? The DPS Dahlia team is working wonders against this chamber, guys. I don't even know what else to say. That is kind of amazing what is happening with that. It's actually a good option for this chamber. And that is so funny to me. Can we get Escoffier's burst up here? Maybe after we use Chongyun. Yes, we can. Awesomeness. Love to see that. And here comes Dahlia. Hopefully the last rotation here. We're seeing still some lower damage here because I think he's in more of a defense mode here. Okay, one more rotation. We can do one more rotation. Harum, harum. Alright, let's get Chongyun out here. And then Dahlia will start doing some attacks. And I mean, this guy will be dead in no time. We're doing 13 can charge attacks even without the shield, which is kind of crazy. And there we go, guys. DPS Dahlia takes down in 36 stars the Spiral Abyss, because why not? There are some things I want to talk about with this team. Very obvious things, but yeah, this has been a really fun and a really interesting experience with DPS Dahlia. Okay, here are my final thoughts. Despite the obvious fact that Furina and Escoffier are hard carrying, I actually think this team worked really well at elevating Dahlia to a DPS level, especially in the Spiral Abyss, where we were seeing Dahlia hit just under 20k on his normal and charge attacks consistently. I will say that what I showcased today will not be achievable by everyone, considering the constellations on my 5 stars and how much investment I have in my artifacts and weapons. But hey, if you have C1 Escoffier lying around in your board, I think that you should give this very unconventional team a try.